Hey there, beautiful soul. It is Nicole from NicoleReneeRae.com. And in this video, I am going to be talking with you about quantum manifesting versus incremental manifesting. Now, I know that quantum manifesting, excuse me while I get comfortable here. Quantum manifesting is a very popular topic right now. It is a very sexy topic. And let's face it, when you can go from 0 to 100, it is a gorgeous experience and a very, very magical thing. So if mastering quantum manifesting is your thing right now, then of course I am going to cheer you on. However, if you're someone who has been attempting to manifest and make quantum leaps or quantum shifts, and you've been struggling with that, then I want to share some other ways to break through those areas that you might be struggling in. So just to dive in a little bit deeper, quantum manifesting refers to when we make, a giant leap at a quantum level, right? And it's to denote that somehow energetically we shifted, so miraculously that there was a drastic change or a drastic manifestation that came about in really a miraculous way. Now, just like you, and like I've already said, I'm a big believer in miracles. However, sometimes those big manifestations aren't coming to fruition as quickly as we'd like. And it's helpful that instead of getting frustrated or stopping our journey, to really dive in and take a look, because sometimes maybe there is a lesson for us to learn or something of value in our journey. So to talk a little bit more about quantum manifesting, perhaps in the context of money, let's say you are wanting to manifest $1 million and you have decided that that is your mission, that is your journey, that's what you're choosing to manifest. And maybe you've even listened to some Abraham Hicks. And lovely Abraham Hicks shares with us that, the effort to manifest a button and the effort to manifest a castle is the same effort, right? So if you can manifest $1, then you can manifest $1 million. So why someone might have some challenges manifesting $1 million are that if they have no reference point in ever having had $1 million before or ever having seen $1 million before, if they've never met a millionaire, if they have no reference or resource, then the mind and the belief system might have a really challenging time really getting on board with that. In other words, you might encounter a lot of doubt. And in encountering a lot of that doubt, your energetic frequency is then going to be putting up a lot of resistance to the actual receiving of the $1 million. So typically what will happen is when we decide to go and shoot for the stars and create this big thing, and then, a month goes by and, it hasn't happened and we start to wonder, and then 2 months has gone by and we start to wonder, and 3 months has. And then this natural mental process, our reticular activating system in our brain is looking for evidence of like, oh my gosh, this isn't happening. And then we start to question ourselves. We start to question our worthiness. We start to question the power of the law of attraction. And we come to give up, and then we essentially stop manifesting the thing, which is the exact opposite of what we wanted to be doing to begin with. So what I'm offering today is comparing quantum manifesting with incremental manifesting, because if you have been that person where you really wanted to manifest this really gigantic thing and you struggled and maybe you even gave up, you might find your way back to that journey just in a different pathway. So in incremental manifesting, rather than trying to go from 0 to $1 million, you might just start with $1,000 or an amount that feels like possible to you. Now, I always recommend, especially if you're new to the money manifesting journey, really begin with an amount that feels easy, that feels like, of course I can manifest that, of course I can create that. Like, In other words, that there's very little doubt that you're going to be encountering and therefore very little resistance. And you might, along that journey, just stretch that a little bit. So let's say $100 just feels really easy to you, or $1,000 feels really easy to you. Just increase that by a little bit, right? If $100 feels easy, maybe $150 or $200 feels like a little bit of a stretch, but you can still get your belief fully behind it. Or maybe $1,000, feels like a stretch, but you're like, well, I know if I've done 100, I can definitely do 1,000. Maybe I don't know how exactly that money's going to show up, but I can definitely still get my belief and my faith, and I'm willing to take the actions that come my way. So then that $1,000 comes, or that $200 comes. It finds its way to you, right? There was an ease that you were able to bring to that manifestation because it was incredibly believable to you, right? So then you go, okay, well, I've manifested that $200. I've manifested that $1,000. How about I go for $1,500? How about I go for $500? In other words, you're just slowly increasing the increment enough to where it's still a greater amount. You're still expanding on your manifestation journey, but you're not going so far out there that you can't fully get your belief and your energy and your faith behind it. So then you manifest the $1,500 or you manifest the $500. Amazing. You celebrate that. You did it. This thing is working. And then you add another increment and you go on that journey. Maybe you have a little bit more doubt, but you went from the 100 to the 200 to the 500, or you went from the 1,000 to the 1,500. So now what if you did 2,500 and you got your energy behind that? You got your belief around that. It's not so much of a jump that it's so drastic from where you are. It's still a little bit of a stretch. There's still some sensations of the unknown there for you, but it's manageable. If doubt comes up, you're able to bring yourself back to the belief and the faith, right? And then when you're in the belief and the faith, you become willing to take the actions that are in alignment with that. Versus if you're like, $1 million, I can't even wrap my head around like where that would come from or how that would come. Like, if you get overwhelmed by that thought and the idea, your energy can really eventually start to shut down and you just move on to other things. So this can also be in the realm of relationships. If you are in the process of manifesting a soulmate or manifesting a relationship, and maybe you want to go from the next person you meet, has to be the one, right? They have to be the one, they have to be the one, they have to be the one, they have to be your twin flame, they have to be. What tends to happen is we focus on that and we actually go into scarcity because we're focusing on this one thing, right? Versus, how about the next person that I meet? I have an even more enjoyable time than the last person that I was dating. And maybe some of those qualities that I had in the last person that I was dating, I appreciate those. I've done the work on those, but now I'm willing to, expand on those. Maybe there are some new qualities or new experiences that I want to have, or new things that I want to learn, or new things that I want to share. And you just allow yourself to get a little bit better at the dating process, a little bit better at creating intimate relationship, a little bit more secure in yourself in the process, have a little bit more faith. In other words, rather than trying to go from 0 to 100,000, from 0 to 1,000,000, from 0 to, marrying your twin flame, allowing yourself to build upon what is already there and adding to it and building upon the energy and building upon your experience, and that everything is adding up, right? And in that incremental experience, you start to feel your expansion and continuously grow into your expansion, versus what could be referred to as manic manifesting, where you're trying to get the big goal and then it doesn't work, and then you try again and then it doesn't work, and you're kind of going for it and you're all full out and you're fully burning yourself out, and then it's not coming, and then you defeat yourself. So let me know if you have manifested something amazing, if you've experienced a quantum leap, or if you've practiced this incremental manifesting. I'd love to know your experience with it. And if this is new to you and you're gonna try it on, I would love to hear that as well. So feel free to comment below. I'm also gonna put all kinds of links of all kinds of goodies in the description, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.